I'm Petra Collins. Come under the cover.
Under the cover with me.
Under the cover.
At Climax Books. So one of the books that shaped my teenage years are these sort of Virgin Suicides fanzines. I've collected a ton of these. This is the Japanese edition, and it has some of the Corinne Day photos and stills from the film. This is obviously one of my favorite movies as a teenager, and I love collecting any ephemera from it. It was such a, I feel like it's such a big movie for every girl who was on Tumblr, or every girl in general. It has like excerpts from the book, and the imagery is always stuck with me. I also really love photos from set because you can sort of see the like in between of the actors between their characters, and you just really see how they're like so young and so fresh with the photos. They're obviously like incredible actors, but I love seeing their like little off moments. This is one of my favorites too. This is in the movie, but I love the class photo where, yeah, that's where like Lux is in a really bad mood. Oh, I love this one. These like moody, dark ones where Josh Hartnett is smoking a cigarette maybe? And Kirsten Dunst is like itching her arm. Oh, I love these too. There's a behind the scenes film that I've watched that's on YouTube that you can watch that's of Sofia making the movie, and she's like 26 or 27. She's really, maybe 28, I don't know. She's really young, and it's so cute, and she has this contacts that I have actually that I got because I saw that she was using it. And they interview her mom, and it's really sweet. We need to publish more stuff like this for movies. I know actually a lot of this still happens in Japan, but I feel like we don't have this here. And it's such a fun thing to buy for a movie that you love, because you just get to keep it in this book form. Tumblr was so important for me because I was able to get access to all these film stills from B movies or movies that weren't necessarily accessible. So I was able to find out what those movies were and watch them. And they're kind of, I feel like there isn't anything that really exists like that. You could also share your images. So I was taking photos and sharing them. I was like writing little stories about my life, moody stories. My Tumblr got deleted. I can still go on it, so I can still post. I don't know how it works, but when in the big like Tumblr deletion, it got taken down. So I think you can only access my Tumblr if you followed it back in the day. But it was just so important. It was a world of images that I didn't have access to before. So it was like a library on the internet that really shaped my knowledge of images and films. So this is my new photo book, Star. It's about the lives of these fictional pop stars and the fanfare that goes around that. So all the horror, the pain, and the psychosis that happens when you're a star. So the format for this book, I wanted to do it horizontal so it reads like a movie. And it's fun. I've always wanted to do a book this size. I kind of did like a David Lynch thing where I can sort of tell from a photo if someone's going to be a good actor or not. So I casted them through photos, and then when we got to set, I was kind of like, okay, you're going to be this character, you're going to be this character. I think what I learned from my career working with pop stars is a kind of the fanfare that happens around that, and how like isolating that can be, and how scary that can be, honestly. Because I made the book so that when you read it, you don't know who the author is really. It could be the star, it could be like a fan in their bedroom, or it could be a stalker. It's sort of this like God image of what the girls are or what's going on. It was hard editing this book down because I took about like 1,000 or 2,000 photos, and this was like 500 pages in the beginning. I love the nurses. I think I've always been obsessed with nurse costumes. I love this image here with one of my subjects, and she's sort of like mid-cry or starting to cry with the nurses, and they're in the bathhouse. I don't know, I could show you guys like a million spreads in this because I really love this book. This is like a little bloody. And then we have one of my favorite characters holding a heart. This I don't know if I can ever really like post on the internet because it's so horrifying. It obviously is fake. The light is amazing too. It was magic hour and we were just running around and everyone was just killing it with the acting. And I just really love it. It's nice when you have photos that you're so in love with or you're so happy with, because shooting this, I loved the girls and I loved putting it together. I never look at the books that I make really. I'll make it and like just let it go and then not look. I feel like it's like actors in their movies. They don't like to look at it. So this is one of my favorites. It's late 90s, early 2000s cosplayers in Japan. This is kind of honestly inspiration for this book. It's one of those layouts that I've looked at a million times because there's some real images and then there's some cutouts. But the self-made costumes in these are incredible. I love the idea of someone creating something, a world of their own, and then playing into it and creating a character. I could just look at this for ages because of the color and the care and the fandom that goes into making these. And it's just so cute and special. But yeah, I've looked at this maybe a million times. I think the most important thing in creating is to learn. And it's not necessarily about technique. So I've always sort of been a champion of, I guess, reading and researching. So, I mean, books are important in that way, where if you're expanding your world, you can create better imagery. So I think that's the key. That's what books are to me. Costume plays a huge role in my work because I approach photos through, I guess, like a filmmaking lens. So it's really important for me to figure out what the wardrobe is going to say with the images. Color is really important for me. I have bad eyesight and I've kind of like seen through color. So I'm always trying to figure out what I want to say and then what clothing will do that for the image. I was in the hospital a decent amount when I was young, and it's a space that I've always been so afraid of. And I think it's this sort of like perversion towards it because it really scares me. But the nurse outfits are they're very beautiful and the ones of the 40s, 50s, 60s are very like sexy, honestly. So I kind of have this weird fascination. We shot in a hospital for Star, and I was so scared when we were in there just because of the feeling and because of like what happens in there. But it's very like titillating because of the outfits. So it's an interesting place for me because I'm so afraid of the hospital. I think there's a nurse in here also. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I guess she's a nurse. Yeah, sort of. So I had a library card as a kid, and I was one of those people that would lose the books. So I lived in terror of like getting arrested because of it. There's an incredible library in Toronto called the Reference Library. You can't really take books out there actually, but it's an incredible brutalist building. It's sort of famous. It has this crazy elevator and like 10 floors, and I would go there and just borrow the books and sit there and study. But you're in this like feels like a Cronenberg movie in there. So I had a library card for that, but thank God they don't let you take out books because I would have lost those. I don't think I could count how many books I own. They're in piles, they're in storage. There's also like different types of books. There's a lot of photo books, but then there's a lot of novels. So I wouldn't be able to count, but it's enough to fill a couple rooms. This is a fanzine. It's the Runaways one. These are some photos that I also looked at so much as a teenager. I feel like they were on Tumblr a lot when I was young. I love the pages that have the signatures on them. I've always wanted to do something like that. We were thinking of doing that for the book, but it's not the right format. The images of them are incredible, and it was so tragic, their story. And this is just, the layout of this is so great. I love the different paper stock in here. I love mixing paper stock. Oh, this image is so great too. I feel like if you're a fan and you get one of these massive books of the rock star that you love, it's just ideal because you can put it on your wall. I also just love seeing them at home in these outfits. And yeah, these images will live in my brain forever. They're so... Ooh, they're kind of chilling looking at them now. Because I feel like I looked at them when I was young and they were fun. But looking at them now, because the girls are so young, it's so sad, honestly. But it's one of my favorites. It's depressing. Which is kind of like my book, Star. It's a little depressing and scary. I don't know if I ever wanted to be a pop star. I was very director forward. I don't know if it was movies, but I was always like forcing my sister to be in like a play or a ballet, or I guess I did direct like little movies on my tiny camera. So I don't think I had aspirations to become someone in front of the camera. Obviously it's fun, but as you can tell right now, I'm not a in front of the camera person. But here's another spread. This is probably completely inappropriate. I mean, I've always collected books. I love physical ephemera. So, I mean, photo books in particular, we're so like inundated with images every day. So it's nice to hold something that someone's put together and made it specifically to like sit on your own and read and consume. I don't know. I'm a book lover through and through. So I don't know what there is anything else to say, but books are the best. So you should read. Okay, so this is another one of my favorites. It's this book about John Waters' home. And there's so much in here. I'm a collector. I'm definitely a hoarder. And there's so much in here that I am jealous of. There's a spread of this fake, I believe it's like the fake Japanese food, which I own a little bit of. And he just has them. There's like the cookies on top of the toilet seat that I love. He's an incredible collector, and you can just see why his movies are great because he has this in his house. I love seeing people's personal collections because you can really see where their inspiration is coming from, how they live day to day, because they're looking at these works. I mean, I love this bulletin board with all these images. I really wish that I did the same. I feel like I don't live with too much stuff, but he makes me so jealous. And his house looks incredible. There's this photo of him like peeking through the window here. I could just only imagine what his home is like. Yeah, more fake food. I love the fake food. It's such a funny thing to live with. I will just never get over those like cookies on the top of the toilet. I'm such a curious person. If I could walk down a street and go into everyone's apartments and look around, that would be like a big treat for me because I love to see how people live and I love to see people's stuff. The food's like all over the house. My sister and I both collect them as well. She has a better collection than me, but I love walking into a home and seeing them and being confused if something has like spilled or not, or it's really it's disgusting. And I love that. My favorite John Waters movie is Cecil B. Demented. It's all about this indie filmmaker saying fuck you to like the big studios and all about how the studios won't make any movies and they kidnap, I think it's Patricia Arquette, at gunpoint to make a movie, and it's just the coolest. It's so funny. I rewatched it recently last year and I was just shocked at how poignant and important and timely it was. So that's my favorite one. There's obviously the classics, but that one is, I feel like everyone should see it today.